In our last video, we covered seller order cancellations and the various steps or procedures you or the seller must follow to reduce these cancellations. In this video, we are addressing the issue of customer order cancellations. There are many reasons why a buyer cancels an order, and no matter what the reason, it's not good for business. Hence, it's important to find out the reasons. Some of these reasons may even be controllable by the seller or the seller network participant. Actions can be taken to control and manage these cancellations. Here are a few reasons for order cancellations by a customer and what one is suggested to do to address the different reasons for customer order cancellations. Reason 1. A shipment delay. A buyer is committed to a timeline for delivery when placing an order. If the order is not dispatched or delivered within the timeline, the buyer may choose to cancel the order. How do you address this? Well, work with the packaging and dispatch team to improve dispatch timelines. Also check if the inventory check SOP, which we mentioned in our earlier video on seller-side cancellations, is being implemented and followed. The second reason, a buyer finds the same product at a cheaper price elsewhere. After placing an order, the buyer may browse through other seller network participant listings or may explore the price of the same product in offline markets. If a buyer finds a lower price in any of these places, he or she might choose to cancel the current order and buy from these alternate sources at a lower price instead. To prevent this from happening, a seller needs to check if the selling prices are too high and change them based on the margins available. If possible, source the product at a lower cost. Third reason, the timeline communicated in order confirmation was too long. Sometimes a buyer overlooks the expected time of delivery while ordering, but later checks and realizes the wait time is too much, so decides to cancel the order. There are several ways you can tackle this. 1. Check if the time for dispatch communicated is higher than actual and correct it if required. 2. Check if the actual time for dispatch is high, work on dispatch operations to reduce timelines and decrease the time for dispatch. 3. Check if logistics seller network participant or off-network logistics has a higher time for pickup. Change partner for the category if it's a repeated issue. Besides these cases, there are 3 other cases where a buyer cancels an order. It could be that the buyer has changed his mind about making the purchase. This is not under the seller's control. Or they may not have needed the product and ordered it by mistake. This again cannot be controlled by the seller. Or it could be that they missed applying an available promo or offer code at the time of purchase, and so they've cancelled the order to reorder with the codes. In this case, you simply have to trust the buyer to reorder since the intent was already there. But beyond that, you cannot do too much. You will just have to accept this as is and leave it up to the buyer. While following the guidelines to address different buyer order cancellations, you must ensure that the sellers are performing. It is important to measure their performance with the help of metrics. Here is a formula which can be used to measure and monitor the performance at the seller and seller network participant level, and corrective measures can be taken if these metrics worsen. This metric is called the customer cancellation rate. It helps you track customer cancellations. To calculate this, simply divide the number of orders cancelled by customers by the total orders confirmed, multiplied by 100. Please note, customer cancellation, returns and refund policy has to be mentioned upfront and is governed by consumer protection rules for e-commerce. Scan the QR code for more details on this. With that, we come to the end of this video, where we learned about the reasons for order cancellations by customers and the different ways you can diminish or avoid these cancellations by taking suitable steps and applying some standard metrics. In the following video, we will learn about returns management or the process of handling returns of a product from the buyer's address. To know more about it, watch our next video on this topic.